Hey, what's up YouTube? Goratha here. So I'm gonna go over my league start plans, kind of the same way I went over them the last couple of leagues. People seem to enjoy my league start builds, so I'm just gonna go over what my plans are, what my build is, all that good stuff. Now, if you want to follow along, I'll probably be posting some regular updates throughout the league. Basically, we're playing a Archmage Hierophant, and the skill of choice will be Frostbolt and Icenova. Now, the way this character will play is we're gonna be using Arcanist Brand Frostbolt with Return Proj. Now, Return Proj is really good with Arcanist Brand because it has a maximum range at which the Frostbolt can travel on the Arcanist Brand. And then that makes the Return Proj happen earlier, so you have more damage on single target. It's a really big quality of life for single target and a lot more damage. And with the Hierophant 100 AoE node, which is really insane with the new Archmage, I guess I should talk about that real quick. So new Archmage will be based on your unreserved mana instead of your mana cost. So you can actually reduce the mana cost by quite a bit now without losing damage. Now this is really strong for Hierophant because Sanctuary of Thought is a node you would never take with Archmage before. But now it's very, very good. You get 100% AoE, less mana cost. You get a bunch of ES, and you can see in this endgame PUB I have a ton of ES. That's coming from that node and Mind Spiral and a Watcher's Eye. Like 6,000 ES for 3 items, pretty good. And yeah, I'll go over the tree and stuff. I'll start at the beginning though. We are going to be leveling as either Armageddon Brand Cremation, which is like the basic vanilla type of leveling. Definitely can go that route. Or if you want to play Archmage right away, which I probably will try it out at least, you can level with Firestorm, Ball Lightning, something like that. And the PUB, I have a bunch of leveling trees throughout the entire campaign and throughout mapping. If you look at the PUB, there is gear sets and skill sets and gem sets throughout. So just make sure you keep an eye on that. And if you're looking at the damage and stuff, make sure all of them are like synced up. Like I said before, the Frostbolt, there is a self-cast option. You can do self-cast for clearing. Some people might prefer that. I honestly thought Arcanist Brand felt better for me when I was clearing on my test run. And yeah, so you put Arcanist Brand down and then you spam Icenova. That's basically the playstyle. We are also using a couple skills. We're using Arcane Cloak. This is really big for damage and defenses at the same time. I prefer self-casting this type of stuff, but you can technically automate it. And then there's Sigil Power and Frost Shield. Both of these are very strong. You can either automate them or self-cast them again. It's obviously better to self-cast if you can press that many buttons. Like for example, Frost Shield just randomly automated is kind of weird, but you could do it if you want. Also planning using Call to Arms, at least early on, with Enduring Cry. Later in the endgame, we have Leech for ES and Life. We get the Life Leech on the glove implicit, and we get ES Leech just from the nodes on the tree. This is very big. Instant Leech is very strong. You might be wondering if it's worth 8 points. It is 100% worth this amount of points. It's very noticeable. If you want to try a cluster setup instead, you can go for that, but the Instant Leech is very good. So I guess I can talk about the items a little bit. You see a bunch of jewels here in the endgame PUB. Early on, like the normal, like this Act 10 early mapping, you could probably get a hold of an energized armor. This will give us a ton of armor. I can show you real quick how much armor you're getting from it. Just from the jewel alone, it's 11,000 armor, which is pretty insane. You take all these armor nodes off and take the jewel off, the armor is cut in half. I think it's worth taking these points, especially if you're playing hardcore. It's just a lot of armor. And Sanctum of Thought has reduced crit damage, which is pretty nice and underrated in my opinion. It's something that's not very easy to quantify because you usually don't see it happening, but crits are pretty impactful in this game. Having a little extra crit damage reduction is really nice. And I'm not going to go over the tree like point for point, but early on you can get suppression on the tree, presses Lucky Mastery, and drop that later on. And the endgame tree does not have that. You're going to be going for armor evasion gear mostly, and this is going to be crafted through Essence of Misery. Get Essence of Misery, your chest, your gloves, your boots, your helmet. Mind Spiral is quite good as an option. Gives us about 2,000 ES and a bunch of mana. This is like the super endgame gear right here. I would recommend looking at the mapping gear. This is a lot more, I guess, realistic for like an early league start. Oh, as always, you can use an evasion suppression shield instead of the titanium. And then, yeah, Drain Fragments could be a pretty good option early on as well. Not really a huge deal, but being immune to freeze and chill early on is really nice. And Singularity would be like the budget, like weapon choice probably. That's everything I want to talk about the gear. And yeah, If you guys have any questions, just post them in the YouTube comments below. I'll be making video updates on this build, and this is my plan for League Start. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys at League Start.